All right, so this right here is a delicious, healthy vegan cherry pie made with no oil, no wheat, and no refined sugar. Now, behind every delicious pie has to be a delicious crust. And I've had a lot of people write in and say, hey, can you make a nut-free crust like that? Well, I listen. And today, I'm going to show you how to make your own. All right, so before we get started making this pie crust, I did want to mention that a lot of you might be a little confused thinking, wait a minute, I've already seen the recipe for the pie crust, so why am I making another one? Well, here's the reason. The pie crust that I've already posted is my almond flour pie crust. If you want to see it, you can tap here and it will take you to the video to show you how to make that pie crust step by step. And it's a delicious, delicious recipe. However, I've had many people write me, and maybe you were one, that said, hey, I can't eat nuts. Do you have a nut-free version of a pie crust? So I went into the lab, figured some things out, and came up with a recipe that I think is great. I've made a few pies with this recipe already. Absolutely delicious. Let's talk about what we're going to use to make it. This is oat flour. Now, when it comes to oats, I only buy a certain brand because oats can have a problem with glyphosate. And so I have to buy them organic, third-party certified or glyphosate-free. If you want to know about my brands, you can grab my app. And I talk about all the brands that I prefer in my app, and you can check out the brand of oats that I use. So I buy the oats and I grind them myself. I have a Vitamix, I have another blender, so I just grind these up myself into flour, and that's what I have here right now. That is oat flour. Of course, I have date paste. Dates are the best way to sweeten, as you know by now. I have some tahini, and then I have some water, and that's it. That's what we're using to get this dough started. So let's get on.
Okay, so I'm starting by mixing my tahini and my date paste together. Now I'm using tahini, but if you have a different sea butter that you prefer, by all means you could use it. And then once I get these mixed together really well, I am going to get them mixed into my flour.
All right, so I've mixed this as well as I can just using the spoon. But I'm gonna have to use my hands to really get it mixed thoroughly. So I'm just gonna go on with my hands now. The water is here because as I go, I may find that I need a little bit of water, that it's a little too dry. And so that's why the water is here. I don't anticipate needing all of it, but I may need some. I'll know better once I get my hands dirty. Okay, so I'm mixing it with my hands. It's getting there, but as I said, it's going to need a little water here.
Okay, so in trying to figure out this recipe, one thing I noticed is that when I mix the dough with warm water, it makes it much more pliable and easy to work with. So as you go, if it seems to be getting too dry, just add a little more water.
All right, so if you've been counting, this is the third time I'm going to add water, but that's the way I like to do it. Better add a little bit at a time, because remember, you can always add more, but you can't take it out. So I'm going to keep going.
If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe below.
All right, so I flattened out one of the halves of the dough balls. I want to show you what it looks like, the consistency of it. I can kind of squeeze this, and it's kind of like Play-Doh in a sense. So this is when it's ready to roll out, and that's what I'm getting ready to do. Roll this out now.
Okay, so now if you try to roll this dough out on your countertop, you will probably have an issue with it sticking. I found the best method to prevent this is to roll it with parchment paper. So I place a piece of parchment paper underneath and on top of the dough and then roll it, and it kind of eliminates the issue of sticking. Now once it's rolled, I'm going to get it flipped into my pan, and once I do, I'm just going to kind of gently press it and kind of mold it to the shape of the pan. And after that, it's just a matter of trimming up the edges, and then it's ready for the filling.
All right, so now I've got my pie crust in my pan. I've put it in and I've trimmed it up. And so now it's ready to do something with. Now, a pie crust like this, you can bake any kind of pie, a sweet potato, pecan. Today, though, I'm going to be making a cherry pie. So I'm going to get my cherry filling in here now.
So I'm getting my cherries into my pie crust here. And when you're topping your pie, there are a few different ways that you can top it. You've seen me do a nut crumb topping, which personally is my favorite. It's absolutely delicious. You can also do just a standard topping, but today I'm going to do a lattice topping just to make it different.
All right, now we got our pie ready for the oven. Let's get it baking. All right, so here's the finished result. And as soon as it finishes cooling off, I'm going to cut me a big old slice of this delicious pie. Now I've had it before, so I can tell you that it's good. So all of you out there with nut sensitivities, make it, bake it, and enjoy. Thanks for watching. So if you're new to my channel and want to know how to find the recipes, Look below the video for the word more. Tap on the word more and you'll see the beginning of the recipe. Tap on the word more a second time and you'll see the full recipe. Then you can begin to make your own. Thanks for watching.